On a lateral scapula or scap Y, we want to see the medial and the lateral border superimposed. Again, here we can see radiographically a scap Y with the vertebral and lateral border superimposed. So looking at an individual scapula, here is the left one. Here we can see the medial border or vertebral border, and it's much thinner. It just has a single little margin. If we flip it around at the lateral part, we can see it's got these almost two cortical margins. It's much thicker. So this is how we can easily identify the lateral versus the medial. For a PA scap Y, it was over-rotated if the torso was rotated too far toward the affected shoulder. So you can tell, here's a scapula here, and if it's rotating, here I'll take the scapula out here, you'd be able to see this lateral border further anterior or closer to the thorax than the vertebral border. Okay, so this is what over-rotation would look like radiographically. Medially, here we found the lateral border, which is much thicker. We can see those two cortical lines. And then laterally, there's that medial border. So that's how we know it was over-rotated. Now on a PA as well, if it was under-rotated, so not rotated toward the affected shoulder enough, here again we'll have our scapula. You're going to see the medial border closer than the lateral border here. You want them superimposed. But if there's not enough rotation, again, you'll see that medial border closer than the lateral. Radiographically, this is what under rotation looks like. So here I'm identifying that lateral border, much thicker again. And then if we follow in at the scapula, we can see the medial border superimposed kind of over the ribs, closer to the ribs. So that's how we know it was an under rotation. All right, if we're doing the scap Y AP, so you'd rotate away, it would be over rotated. So rotated too much, you would see again this lateral border further anterior or closer to the thorax than the thin medial border. Over rotation on an AP scap Y looks very similar. So here we will find the lateral border again, much thicker, and that's closer to the thorax. Laterally, we see the medial border, so that's how we know it was over rotated. All right, and then on your AP, you will see under rotated, so I'll take the scapula out here, if that medial or vertebral border is closer to the thorax than the thicker lateral border. This is what under rotation looks like on an AP scap Y. So here again is that thicker lateral border, and we see that laterally. And medially, we can find the medial border, so that's how we know it was under rotated on an AP scap Y.